I fell asleep. I'm not even gonna lie. Not even gonna lie.
Crispy, it happens.
Yeah, look, Kyle and I both just crashed, and people saw it in the live stream. We were just kind of like dead. So rather than be dead again, we took the night off. And about 5 minutes after I decided to take the night off, I was asleep in the chair, dude. I think I got 11, 12 hours worth of sleep. So I'm better now.
So
And it looks like the Panthers did the same thing. So I saw the highlights to watch the game, but all I can tell you from what I saw in the highlights, I'll say the two things, and I'm going to hand the mic to Stu. We got a Bubba problem. That's number one, and number two, I will bet my van that Aaron Ekblad is not moving right. He don't. I said it the first
he,
game back, and he's not moving right. So
nope.
Stu,
I,
go ahead
I,
and give me what you got.
I told you they rushed him back. He got faked out of his jock strap twice.
Yeah,
Guy went right around him. He bit on the first move. Same thing with Bobrovsky. I mean, I don't know what it is. We come out flying. 5 minutes into the game, Bobrovsky lets up a goal. Then, later on, he lets up another goal. And then, the one Lundqvist, I think it was, the
where he didn't
defenseman,
cover.
came on the back end.
Yeah,
Instead of
right.
standing up,
Mm-hmm.
Bobrovsky goes down on his knees, and of course they roof it. So
Right.
it was disgusting. 4-0. Got to give the boys some credit. I mean, I was pretty much done with the game.
Right.
And then, they came roaring back, and they had plenty of chances. Oh,
Yeah.
Spencer Knight came in.
Right.
He unfortunately gave up a goal, but, other than that, he shut the door.
Right.
And Dallas is a solid team. But we were definitely taking it to them for most of the game. Too many penalties, same old thing. But we had our chances. But I don't know, what do we get? A good game from Bob, a bad game from Bob?
We got one good game.
Very inconsistent.
Right.
But we were doing better without Ekblad in the lineup. But how do you keep your star player out? But you're right. He might not be fully healed, or he might be holding back something because he doesn't want to, pull it again.
Well, right. And that's how it looks to me. I mean, I'm watching him. Even like I said, I only saw the highlights when I watched it twice because I wanted to focus in because I did see Ekblad in on a few of the goals. And just for you guys that watch the games, go back and watch the highlights and watch Ekblad and how he's turning. He's widening his legs and he's taking wide turns. So he's either still hurt or afraid he's going to get hurt by making, quick movements. One of those two is still there. And he's absolute liability out there on the ice right now. There was no reason to do this.
Yep.
Stu's been saying it the whole time. And we saw how, we were giving up 2 goals a game. We were shutting teams out. And so, yeah. The first goal, when on the 2-on-1, the first goal that Bob let in, where the hell, and this is a legit question because I watched it twice. Where the hell was Montour? Because Forsling was back by himself, and the 2 forwards that came back were Bennett and White. And I was still like, I'm watching, like, where the hell is the other defenseman?
They were pressing in the ozone.
Right. And well, I think they got a little bit too ahead of themselves because even
they
after
did
the
that listen, they had more odd man rushes in last night's game than the whole season combined.
Yeah, it was bad. Yeah,
it's one to throw away.
Right.
But it's a shame because they came roaring back and probably should have tied it.
Yeah.
They had a couple loose. Raymond had a breakaway.
Right.
Somebody else had a breakaway. Lundell.
Right.
Neither one of them scored.
Right. No, I saw those. It looked like, I know I did see we get the 1 power play goal. Looked like Bennett must have watched the video, wanted to shut me up. So, that's good. He made a hell of a pass to Tkachuk on his goal. Um, but like you said, the breakaways, the 2-on-1s and the breakaways, we haven't seen that. A couple of times I saw that, Ekblad was on the ice at that point. I'm not so sure about that Ekblad Stahl pair, but then what the hell do you do? You know what I mean? You got to break up everything else that was going so well. Um,
Yep.
and then Bob,
Stahl has been playing good. I can't complain about
right,
his
right,
play.
right.
In fact, he was crashing yesterday and getting some offensive shots in. I was very happy with his play. I didn't like that they put Eric Stahl on the first line. I would have rather have seen Lundell, but I will say Maurice wasn't stubborn because, in the third period, he switched things around.
Right, right.
Um, Trying to think who it was. It might have been Bennett, Luosterainen, and Kachuk.
Yeah, because Bennett did make that pass to Kachuk for the goal. So
Yeah, so
right,
that's basically what the first line was, and then Verhage got dropped. I don't know, but he did make a couple of moves that
right, right.
I couldn't say they were bad moves.
Well, and the thing of it is that okay, they were getting breakaways but I mean, like the last goal that Bob gave up, and with like 14 seconds left in the first period, um, you want to start looking at goals where you're like, well, it's not all completely all his fault, but two of those four at the very least were bad, bad. And that's not the first or second or maybe even the third time this year he's given up he's
Yeah,
not
I
playing
mean,
well. He's just not.
Ben put a great move on him. Bob bit at the deke and he
Right.
put it 5-hole. I don't know why our guys can't do that. It looked pretty easy to me. But then again, Bob Bob has a Bob. Never mind.
He's
I was gonna
not
make a
playing
I
well.
was
He's
gonna
not
make a
playing
joke and
confident.
say, Bob's 5-hole is like big as the Grand Canyon, but
And we saw it. It's funny because we saw this in the preseason as well from Bob, where he started off in the first game and we thought, all right, this guy's midseason form, he's good to go. And then he didn't look real good the rest of the preseason, and we are kind of like, oh, okay, well, it's preseason. Um, you got 2 games this weekend. I'm not against giving Spencer Knight both games. I'm really not.
well,
Um,
I'd like to see him play against Calgary.
I think you have to throw him out there against Calgary, and then if depending on how he does and how many shots he takes, you don't want to completely blow him. But
What
I
do we
mean,
have
Bob is just
Saturday and Sunday?
Saturday and Sunday, right?
Who do we play Sunday?
Oh, geez, let me see. I know we play Calgary. The Calgary game is on
Oh,
Saturday,
I think we go on
obviously.
the road, don't we, to
Yeah,
Columbus?
Columbus. We're at Columbus, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
So
that's tough to have a goalie.
that's a game that Bob's gonna play because it's his former
Yeah,
team.
yeah. So get us 2 points on Saturday, Spencer. That's all I can say, kid, because
Listen, there's really nothing to say. Everybody, well, I shouldn't say everybody, I'm assuming, but I don't want to assume. I'm guessing that everybody that is on this video today saw the game last night, and you know, their assessment is probably, I mean, there was some people on Twitter last night, brutal, but
I haven't even looked, man.
or nothing, man.
Right.
Out of the first period.
Well, I tell you what, I fell asleep and I woke up, and because I told you no updates because I was done. And I woke up to 3 texts from my dad. And the first text said Bob sucks. And the second text said Bob still sucks. And the third text said Bob really sucks. So that's what I woke up to. I'm like, ah, shit. Let me watch the highlights. you know. Um, Yeah, I don't know what this was not on the list of things to be concerned about this year was Bubba. You know what I mean? I
Yep.
mean, another when Spencer had that good run of games, I said, well, you got to throw Bob back out there and see if he can get on a good run of games too, because otherwise you start getting ready to be at that point where you're calling it where Spencer's going to get the job. And Bob played outstanding in the last game. And I realized that not every goal, when it's a 2-on-1 and it's breakaways, okay, that's not great. But you got to stop some of them. He did make
Well,
one.
in Bob's defense, I will say that the players in front of him didn't step
Right,
up.
right.
And then when when Knight took over, it looked like the Panthers stepped up their game. So I don't know what it is, but like I said, they were really aggressive last night. And all it takes is one bad pass. It was a cross ice pass, which I
Mhm.
hate, that got intercepted
Right,
and led to the breakaway or the 2-on-1.
right.
And then, they flubbed it at the point. How many times have we seen that, Keith Yandel?
So where are we? Let's look at the standings because I wanted to talk about this. Come on.
That Kachuk goal was beautiful.
That absolutely was. So we are 9-7-1.
Yuck.
We're now in fourth. God, the Bruins have 30 points. They're 15-2.
Incredible.
Jeez.
They'll
So you
come
got
back to earth.
Bruins, Maple Leafs, Lightning,
Tampa.
Red Wings, and then the Panthers. No, the Red
Yep.
Wings are so we're in fourth place,
We got to get
and
on a little roll here.
we are not in a playoff spot right now.
Nope.
All that said, we're 9-7-1. So we have to go 2-0-1 to match what I said for the first 20 games. It's doable. It's doable. You got to figure we have to win Saturday. If we don't win Saturday, then I will melt down if we let the Flames come in and
Can't
and
let
not even a
Cal.
meltdown over what's going to happen the rest of the year or any of that. Just you cannot have that trade and let that team come into your barn on a Saturday afternoon and win. You have to win that game.
Yep.
That
Can't
just
let Huberto and Uyghur beat
no,
us.
no. You just can't. That's just not an acceptable thing. Um, So, I'm not going to panic just yet because it's still pretty much in line with what I thought was going to happen. I didn't think it was going to happen in part because Bobrovsky was going to have such bad play. Um, yeah, that's the other thing I wanted to look at is what's his numbers? It's got to be ugly. Let's see. Bubba is jeez. Bubba is 4-4-1 with a 3.46 goals against and an 8.95 save percentage.
Not
Yeah,
good.
that's not good.
Nope.
That's bad. That's yeah.
Yep.
And there's only so much the defense isn't playing great in front of him that you can explain that away. The disparity right now is bigger than we had when it was Bob not playing well and Drieger was playing well. I don't know what you do here. You know what I mean? I mean, you've got this weekend's game, like you said, you've got to throw Bob out there. One of those just back to back when you're going to be traveling. You can't do that to Spencer. That's a bit much.
I
But
think
if
it's going to
Bob,
be Knight on Saturday and Bob
right,
on Sunday
on
against his
Sunday,
former team.
right. And if Bob goes out there and looks anything like he's looked recently, with the one exception, if he goes out there and blows the game Sunday, um, you gotta give Knight the net and see how far he can take you, because every time you give this kid start giving him 3, 4, 5 games in a row, he's looks better. Where
Yep.
Bob, it's just not happening right now. And
Yep.
I mean, neither one of us, it's funny. Last year we went into the season saying this is going to be Knight's net, Bob's done. And by the end of the season, we were like, yeah, look, Bob's got this, Spencer can wait. And now we're 18 games in And we're right back where we were at the beginning of last season, where we're like, what's going on with Bob? And well, it might be Spencer's time. I did not, this is one thing I'm not even gonna lie. I did not expect Bubba to come out and not play well this season. I thought,
After last year?
yeah, into the playoffs, right? I mean, he killed it.
Yep.
I don't know, man. I don't know. You know, we know he's a cerebral type of goalie. We don't know if you wouldn't think the trades and the moves would have any real effect on him. He just does not look confident whatsoever. He's like you said, he's biting on moves. He's going down when he should be standing up. He's not. That's the second or third goal that they've gone short side on him because he's not covering the angles right.
He's given a number of those on his knees goals.
Right.
As soon as a
Right.
goalie goes on his knees, these guys are so quick and so
Right.
accurate, they roof it.
Right.
Anyway, that's all I got today.
That's what you got. Okay. All right. Short and sweet this morning. I apologize last night for no stream and no recap.
You're forgiven.
Colin and I should be good to go for now. I did not the entire 3 weeks Matthias was here. You know, I usually take 2 or 3 naps a week. The entire 3 weeks he was here, I had 1 hour nap. And I tried to just push through it, and it didn't work out for me. It didn't work out for me. I'm 51, not 31. You know what I mean? So it catches up to eventually. Like Stu with his Israel trip. Eventually, he was just on the video. That was it. He was done. So we should be back to I should be back to normal now. I feel good. I got 10, 11, 12. I forget. I got a lot of sleep, so we're good to go. And the only other thing, in case you guys are wondering why I went back to this microphone, you guys know I was so happy to buy this nice, beautiful microphone from Amazon. DJI cost me a pretty penny. Thanks to everybody who super chatted. It's completely malfunctioning and I have to return it to Amazon. And I'm sure they're just going to send me another one. But that is why you're seeing this in front of my face again. Just out of nowhere. We did our last stream. It was fine. And I went to use it in the last video with Stu and it's not working. So I turned it all off. I recharged it, the whole thing. I'm going to play around with the instruction manual a little bit. It's got an on-screen instruction manual and it's all in Chinese. So that's brilliant. That's just beautiful, right? It's got Chinese lettering and it's got a lock. You can open it or close the lock. And that's it. I don't know what it's telling me to do. So I'll see if I can't either something got screwy with the settings or I bought the defective mic, which is more than likely the way it went is I bought the defective mic because I've been trying to fix my sound issues for 2 freaking years. I can finally afford to fix the sound issues and I buy the broken mic. That's yeah, that sounds about right. Yep. Okay. Appreciate all the support. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe button, and 11, 7, and 2. We're gonna get there. Go 2-0-1 the next. I just want to be right that one time, and the end. I want to be right the first 20 games and the cup. That's it. I just want to be right twice. All right. I'll see you guys again soon.